Hello, Sally Ann here, PT Skills. This video is muscle contractions and the sliding filament theory. So hold on to your hats, this is the tricky one. So I'm going to share my screen, might even give you a bit of artwork just for this one. Grab your pens and paper. Let's do this. Okay, sliding filament theory. So I'm going to go straight into it. So sliding filament theory is how the actin and myosin move towards one another during muscle contraction, and the chemical process that allows it to do so. It's very complex. Going to try and make it a little bit simple, as in what you really need to know. So I'm going to go through this little diagram here, and then I'm going to move over to the flip chart for some dodgy artwork. Okay, so the cocking phase, that's when the ATP primes to the myosin head. Remember, actin and myosin are the contractile proteins within the sarcomere of the muscle. So then what happens is calcium ions are released from the sarcoplasmic reticulum. This is what covers those myofibrils. And troponin and tropomyosin move out of the way, which allows the actin and myosin to see each other so that myosin can bind to the actin. What happens is the energy is then released from the ATP, making it ADP. So remember that phosphate is released to give energy, and it makes the myosin head nod and rotate, which shortens that little section, which shortens the sarcomere as the muscle contracts. Then as it resets, ATP binds back to myosin and releases from the actin binding site, and then the whole process starts again. Very complicated, isn't it? So I'm going to go to my wall of art, and let's have a little look. So I'm going to stop share this, and let's hope I put my camera in the right place. Yes, boom, we're ready. Okay, hopefully you can see that. So I've kind of laid it out already to start with. So we've got our ATP down here, which is going to prime our myosin. And then what happens as it primes, the sarcoplasmic reticulum is going to release calcium. So we need calcium in a diet for muscle contraction. And then this, what this does is it binds to troponin, which then allows this black line here, which is my tropomyosin. It allows tropomyosin to move out of the way. So what we have when that moves out of the way is our actin, which is the red line, and our myosin, which is the green, moves out of the way. Okay, so then what it allows it to happen is the myosin can then bind and grab hold of the actin. Okay, and to make that contraction happen, we lose that phosphate off of here. And then essentially what happens is the sarcomere shortens as the actin moves in towards one another. So we have that shortening of that sarcomere. And then we're actually left here with ADP, which we know we have to resynthesize that phosphate, which is then going to release the muscles, the fibers away from each other. So very complicated. So ATP primes the myosin heads. Calcium is released from the sarcoplasmic reticulum, which is around the outside of that myofibril, binds onto troponin, which moves tropomyosin out of the way, which then reveals the actin and myosin so they can actually grab onto one another. Then the myosin binds using the energy, which allows that sarcomere to shorten. So a little bit complicated. So have a little look through your manual with that. Maybe watch the video back. We're going to come back to screen here, and it's going to share the screen again back to the PowerPoint. Excellent. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. I want you to draw a flow diagram of the stages of the sliding filament theory. So we've got some stages in here, but I want you to put it in your own words, as in what order it happens. when is the ATP released, what's happening with the calcium, where's it coming from. So I want you to draw a flow diagram, just simple words, arrows, as in what's happening, so you have an understanding of the process of the sliding filament theory. And you can pop any of those pictures down below. If you have any questions as well, please do ask, and we'll be happy to help. Have a great day.